Hello guys, if you're slowly joining. Hello, hello. Oh, Litecoin. Okay, we'll check Litecoin, guys. Let's just go into the... Oh, I have it here, I think. Let me check if I didn't mark any... I didn't, okay. So we'll start from higher time frame first. Just to kind of see if we can find any time cycles first. These are all topish ones. So we should get some bottom months around this area. Or it's a big cycle, it's possible too. Yeah, so if this is a big cycle, then we have a big free tab here. This is the one we were watching for a while on the big time frame. We need to use the normal charts. We also already had this, so right now we are kind of waiting for a better price action to form, and then you get the idea. It could get as soon as this is touched, because there's more free tabs loading here. And this is your liquidity point, so Litecoin might actually soon go up. This is probably better. So, Litecoin could actually already reverse if market decides to, but this is quite a big wick that was not filled yet. So it would be nice if we fill that, and also we have a demand chain forming here and following. We need to go daily on that. So this is what could be currently filled still. From terms of these cycles, I also could see something like this being here, so actually I might try to redo it a little bit. Let's see if these are good. This is good, this is fine as well. It's slightly off still. Oh, I see why. Okay, somewhere in this area, but we need to fit it so it goes hand in hand with these. Okay, now it should be perfect. You see how each time we actually have a bounce here, here, we actually mark it, so we have it with the cycles. So market is moving in the same cycles. Sometimes there will be topish signals, sometimes there will be bounce signals. But I think you can clearly see where you could expect the market to move. And of course you have more and more cycles on top of these. There's likely going to be a big one over this. But not from here, but from here. So first you have the inflow, and then you have the outflow of the money on the big cycles. And these also have a smaller cycles So let me actually just show you. So on this big cycle, you have a inflow, outflow, but also there is a smaller one. Actually, let's do it like this. So this is your whole cycle. Then you have the mid cycle, and then you have these smaller cycles. Right? And you see how the money is kinda outflowing and inflowing on each. So first you have the inflow and then outflow on the big one. But on the smaller one you also have an inflow, outflow, and then outflow, inflow. But on the big size, the higher time frames cycles are the most important ones. So, and this can help us to determine what is going to be the next local bottom with timing. This is what I'm currently learning, but it's pretty good. And on top of that we have a free taps. So right now, as we are sitting in this time frame, we should expect some sort of a local bottom on 4th of April or around that date. This is a 35 day cycle, so you have a tolerance of 3 days. So the local low should come around these areas pretty much. And on the smallest cycle it's 17 days, so about 1.1 day and how much? It's 18 days, so about 40 hours. So this is where the bottom for Litecoin should now form. Hello guys, somehow all the comments are being translated. I don't like that. I have no idea how I can switch that off. So 1 second. Spen says hi, hello. If you had a stop loss right now, actually, definitely a closure below these levels. So below 50, the latest. But the problem is you're in the cycle, so you should expect a low to be put still in. And also if we check the indicators for our spot buys, we are reaching that bottom buy, but I would be careful. I wouldn't be in trade right now, so it's hard to say where I would put stop loss, because I wouldn't be in long in this situation currently. I know it looks a little confusing. There's a lot of on the chart. You guys wanted to check ENA as well, so let's check this one. Start on weekly. Let's see if we find some bottom pivots. I don't like this as much. There is no cycle that would point at some sort of inflow or outflow. Could be like this potentially. But ENA is so that it's in the bearish price discovery pretty much, so it's not looking good. But yeah, this looks like the correct time cycle. Let me check what is the length of it. 258 days, small ones 220, which is okay. That's a regular cycle length. And you had a outflow right now, so there was supposed to be a money coming in this time frame, and that is currently not happening. There is a liquidity sitting above this level likely. If we go to 4 hour, let's see where it closed. Yes, so this should be reached later on, but first it needs to stabilize. You see that there's no really price action that would be pointing at anything bullish. It's still making lower lows. Maybe smaller time cycles can check something too, but bottom, bottom, bottom. So maybe some sort of bounce in the next days. But yeah, nothing as clear as it should be. I will guys show you a what's up, how Ethereum looks. Okay, let's jump to Ethereum because I wanted to check it either way. Let's go for the... So it's still holding the 0.88 low for the old 3 tab, but what I would like to see still is a push below this level into 16,500. Let me show you into this level. This is what I would like to see filled still, and it's forming some sort of a wick off right now. So these lows I would expect either to be put in by the 4th of April, or if not now, then later on around the 3rd to 4th week in April. So either around here or later on around this time. And obviously it's on this price. So this is just the time zone for the lows to happen. Mostly because we have the cycles happening here. So yeah. I've been experimenting a lot with them. One other thing that is very good is that it is still holding the channel compared to the Bitcoin, which is not holding it. Let me actually, it was charted from the bottom to the top, and I believe it was on log chart too. So you see that we have been holding the channel for a while. I wouldn't be surprised if we fell this, then went down to the prices to fill them, and then reversed to the upside. So compared to this, the Bitcoin is losing its channel. Where is it? That's not it, right? Compared to this, Bitcoin already lost its channel a couple days ago, and it was here, yeah. Or not a couple days ago, a couple hours ago, actually. So right now would be quite careful. I have it differently charted here somehow. I don't know where I had it right now, but let me try to fix it a little bit, because maybe it was not the log chart on this one. It was slightly different. Yeah, like this. Okay, so maybe it's not lost just yet. But yeah, I remain careful. What you want to see today is a definite closure on daily above this low, because if this low will be broken below, it's not going to look good. On the other side, I will start a new chart to show you exactly my thoughts on the CRT, because we had a daily CRT here, and right now we also had a CRT here, an intraday one. So we swept the low, and the target was high of this candle, which was also a VVG, which is now completed. And this, you had the sweep closed below, so that's another CRT, and your target was this. So Let me show you. This is the internal sweep and this was the sweep. So it's like a double CRT in the same phase. And this was the target for a bearish one move. But on the top of that, we also have a daily bullish free tap. So yeah, the continuation is very likely to follow. But you need to be careful because it still can drop lower. But if we are looking for a bullish continuation, you can't close below this level right now. If we do, you will see minimum or low of these, where you will need a daily close to have some sort of bullish continuation and bullish reversal. But look at the lows, we are still not breaking them, so this is why we can't close below that level. If we do, this is invalidated and we will take the lows again and then possibly go higher. But good thing is, compared to the previous price action here, you can clearly see that we had a some sort of bull trap here, but on the other side down here we now have a bear trap pretty much. And on top of that we also have a bullish free tap. While here you had the liquidity curve, which already was here, but there was no free tap that would be bullish back then. So there is a slight difference between these and these charts, and I think people are watching them too much to repeat them. But yeah. Let's go on one more chart that I found quite interesting, and that was for that we need to go to this chart and this, as we have different indicators for this, and we need 4 hour. So we have some automatic indies, and these are the key levels right now. You can see how clearly it held and reacted to some of them. Right now you're kind of stuck in between this range, and there is a bullish, bearish free tap that happened previously. I didn't copy it. So you had a bearish free tap here with the sweep. And right now we are waiting for this bullish free tap to possibly give us an entry. It's on lower time frame, but it is there. You see, 1, 2, 3. So right now closure below this level, and then we may look into another new levels. There's a very strong zone around these 1687, but yeah, we have couple lower levels that could be filled still. This indicator is in testing right now, but it's giving very accurate levels, and we will probably release it with a friend of mine in future for a couple bucks. But yeah, it's something that you won't see as anywhere else right now. I know it may look a little confusing, but it's pretty much just levels, and on top of that we have some sort of a VWAPs that are helping us to determine possible volume areas. And this is all combined with the free taps. So you could clearly see this was the, I can turn off the other ones so you can see the volume area. This is where the volume picked up. We rejected from that into the bullish free tap, and right now we are waiting for a reaction. So these VWAPs helps you determine if the free tap is valid or not, because it confirms that it rejected from some sort of strong level, and in this case it was a volume 1, and it's attacking the liquidity. That's basically the whole thought process behind it. But you don't really need it, you can obviously do all of it technically on your own, but it's very good help. Wanted to check also the totals. Let me check what you guys are writing. XCN. I am not sure right now, Betty. Let me check if I wrote about it somewhere in the group. But I don't think it doesn't. No, I don't think I bought XCN actually. I don't really remember seeing the ticker XCN. What about silver? We will look into silver in a second. I will just check the other comments. Hey, what's up, Andrea? Hello, hello. Nice to see you here. Andrea is a very skilled student of the free tab. May do expect same big crush as Demon mentioned on his channel, and what it means from your perspective. I don't have a direct answer to you just yet. I would have the direct answer to you around the April 23. That's where the next time cycle is, so yeah. Around this area is where I will have the answer for you. There's a chance we will actually reverse from here into 90k on Bitcoin. And then we might even dump to 25k. I know it sounds quite crazy, but yeah. But I don't expect the crash to happen on altcoins as much, as delusional as it sounds. Others dominance is attacking the lows, and right now just tap the new cycle. So, and all you need to do is just break above this channel. As long, let me give you a better answer. Once we actually once we actually gain the strength over the 7.7% on others dominances, I would expect altcoins to outperform a lot compared to the Bitcoin and major coins. But as long as we are rejecting this channel and are not able to go above the 7.7% on others dominance, then there's a chance that we will drop lower into the channel lows again. But my opinion on this is that from monthly perspective, the indicator we have in the group right now is giving you a spot buy signal for others, and this only happened once previously on monthly time frame. Could also happen here earlier, but it was not low enough. And but basically each time it entered the lower zone, we bounced. So, and each time it went to the upper zone, we dumped on altcoins. So yeah, you can have access to this indicator if you're in the VIP for free right now. So yeah, the cycles might look a little nasty right now, but if you go on lower time frame, they are actually just fine. Just kind of bugs out on the higher time frame. So yeah, right now I expect a bottom for altcoins. It would be a great area for them to run higher, and there's more conferences on that. We have this, which I shared on the Twitter, or X as we call it right now, which is a USDT against USDC dominance basically. And we are holding the key fibs, tapped the higher one, and right now we are entering a outflow cycle for USDT USDC, which means alts should gain more money right now. I just like the idea that people are so scared and there's a lot of bearish news coming out. It's very similar to what we saw in the last cycle. And yeah. Ethereum against Bitcoin, still in the PO3. Actually, let's go for this chart here because There's a bunch of noise. And we are still gaining the traction. This is the range I was talking about. It might take a while, but we are still in this sector. So once we have a clear weekly closure above 0.03090, then you will have a confirmation for alts to run and Ethereum to outperform. If we go back to Ethereum dominance as well, the drop right now was quite expected in the terms of the cycle, but we should reset again on the 4th April at around 7 PM UTC +2. So yeah. I know that's a lot of new stuff, guys. You didn't hear from me back then, but I actually was studying a lot, and meanwhile trying to utilize the time while we had chance. I'm not trying to force any trades or not unreasonable trades, because like the point here is you don't want to trade when there's nothing to trade, and Bitcoin dominance is stuck in the range for nearly 2 months right now. And usually for macro reversals you will see Bitcoin ranging for 2 point, or like, let me say it in days, usually from 75 days to 90 days minimum, and then you have the macro reversal. But this time it could be utilized on the Bitcoin dominance maybe, and we'll see what the Bitcoin does. But I'm bullish on alts and I remain bullish. But let me check the Bitcoin dominance. 1 second. This 4-hour close is actually nice. So you have the bullish pre-tap on 4-hour. And we closed below, so the liquidity, so there is a small chance we might get some relief today. At least a small one. Actually, I had a chart here for Bitcoin on 15 minute that was marking down. I was expecting one candle to be broken, maybe it's here. Technically we are still holding the demand chain, but this is exactly the reason why we can close slower, which I was telling you about before. We need to hold this, and supply chain is on 4-hour taking controls, which could be the problem. So right now your area for decision is this, and then we can get a 4-hour close below this level, but daily needs to close higher. But let me find the Bitcoin chart. There was 50-minute charts on there. It doesn't matter, we can just remark it. So this was the 15 wrong one. This was the 15-minute candle cycle, which is a 6-hour candle. And this happened in the night. This is where Trump was pretty much speaking, and this is your manipulation candle right now. So since that, if we go on lower time frame, you had a chance to analyze that we have a bullish free tap in here, and right now we may be getting some relief because you have a trap candle which moved in the early stage to the upside, made the bull trap, went down, made a bottom, stabilized the price before the close, and this is the confirmation for your perfect candle, and then you're waiting for the sweep. And also we had a combination of the 5-minute bullish free tap right here, which is even better. And you can also see this, which I want to use this one. You can also see how the liquidity is stacking here on the resistance that they might use for retail later on. And you have a sorry, my throat is a little dry. But you also have a bearish free tap loading here, so this is your current point of liquidity area, and we should come at least to this level right now during today. XCN was in a trial. Okay, I don't remember that, so that was probably someone else then. Skelter, not sure who that is, if that's someone from the BCB, but it's possible. Okay, so like my macro view is that we are still bullish, especially on the Ethereum, because we are holding very nicely the levels. As long as we don't lose the 650 and we close higher on weekly, I'm bullish in long term. And there's a lot of pretty much highs that were not taken yet. And what I like is that you can see that we have not been taking any highs. This is all liquidity, all liquidity, all liquidity. We have not swept a single high during the Ethereum dump. So the second we start doing that, there's a very big chance we will just go higher and higher. This is very usual in the moves, because you see here we were not taking any lows in the bullish move, and then once we started moving lower again, we swept all of them without stopping and creating new highs again. We're basically building a liquidity moves, and this is the exact same scenario we are getting right now. Except people are not really looking into this, so it's quite similar. The current scenario is quite similar to this one, and we might get the move down as I expect still, which would, I believe this is where max fear would come. You can also see my cycles here, so you could see the inflow. We topped around the cycle mid, and then we are dumping into the 23rd April, 22nd April. This is where the bottom would be, and then I expect the macro reversal to start playing out. You might expect, or you might get some big volatility around these levels and big spikes down, but I think the bottom is going to happen very, very soon. There's a lot of bullish free taps across the charts on Ethereum. There's one here. There's possibly one building here. A higher time frame one. I just can't be bearish right now on Ethereum. It just doesn't make sense to me really. So yeah. Even the Ethereum Bitcoin was in accumulation mode for a while. This is a wick off, so yeah. Probably understand why I believe so, that we are going higher. The minimum area is this, where we will drag the price to. CSYX? Did I call that? Appreciate you, brother, as always. By the way, oh, okay. Yes, sorry. I don't know why YouTube is translating my my comments right now, but it's so annoying. It's below this key area, not good looking, but it's possible that we have a bull free tab here, but it's such a small coin probably because it's already only on max C from what I saw. Let me check real quick what's the market cap of it. CCYX. I believe I saw this somewhere being called by influencers, if I'm not wrong. Oh, it's super small liquidity. Yeah, I think this one is not going to recover, if I'm being honest. Oh, okay, I didn't even check the time frame price, but you can try to check the indicators, but it might do an exit pump, but I wouldn't bet on it. Because this is just straight down and no volume, low market cap. Yeah, that's a skip. At least for me it would be skip. Total still valid. Yeah, this is the one chart I want to show you actually. This kind of aligns with the idea of the Vikov. If we are correct and this is a low bottom for Vikov, then we are getting the low. Let me just slightly remark it so it fits with the idea of time. It would be by 20. Okay, we would have to do it very differently. But the bottom should come around this area as I said on 23. It's possible that we will get some quick dump and could come in these couple days. But yeah, total free absolutely looks still very, very bullish to me. Especially after we had this range and we swept the lows now. So yeah. And in terms of a SPF, which I taught you in previous videos and streams, if we go to, I will remove everything for now, but you can see the VIX here. So you have a bullish free tab here on a weekly time frame, and you have this low, which is a liquidity, and we had a SPF, which is a failed closure below that previous wick, and for big reversals you will usually see a double swing failure. What I mean by that is you will get one high, which creates a wick, then later on you have another high, which creates another wick but doesn't close above, and then you have another wick. So triple SPF basically, or double SPF, and this is exact scenario that could occur right now, which would be perfect. So this is the first low, this is your first SPF, and based off that low SPF, which is here, I will delete this for a second so you can see it. So you had this low, we never closed below it, now the wick becomes another SPF, and we want to see a new wick in here but closure above. And if this happens, I would be very, very bullish, and this would confirm my overall bias. Then I would imagine that we can go higher towards the 1.5, 1.6 trillion on total free. And on others I expect top to be around 500 billion right now. I have it somewhere. Let me check. Maybe it was on this one. Others. No, it's not, but you see the idea is the same everywhere. Oh, I think it's here, yeah. It's here, and we have to go here. So this is the chart I was sending in the free group as well. You see that the range high reached the bottom, or range reached the range low bottom, and right now the range high is unfilled, which is exactly at 500 billion, we are creating a accumulation here below the bullish free tap. We tap the key levels, retest the old lows or highs basically. Also swept this wick, so that's another bullish confirmation, or like another confluence that this is a good healthy price action. And right now you should have a open path to the new highs. And you can see on lower time frame how clearly we did this. But yeah, so as long as we don't create any new lows, you're safe. If we do, then you have a wick off. We would want to see a quick recovery, and then we would go higher. But I'm definitely not bearish on altcoins right now. I think it doesn't make sense to be bearish here on them. Yes, crypto suffered. Yes, we are in possible recession for US stocks and others. But crypto had a dump before that happened and looks pretty good to me. I'll show you one more chart that looks very good in terms of current moves, and that is Link. It looks like we are repeating the similar case we had before, and that is a PO3, power of 3 manipulation on a higher time frame. We also have a bullish free tap and everything else. We are holding this key level on a where is it? 1 second, actually I didn't notice this block. So if you're looking for a scalp, you can set up a, or like it would be a swing position, but with a scalp stop loss, so very small stop loss, and it would be around these levels. So you can enter a long limit anywhere from 6.6 to 7.05, because this is what could still be filled, and then we should move up around a 300% from there. So position like this with a stop loss of a weekly. You can, if you want to play it as a swing play, I would go with a stop loss below this area on a weekly closure. So you don't want to see a weekly closure below this level. If you want to be super safe, go below this zone, which is a 4.7. I don't think it will happen. If you want to go with super small scalps, go check a lower time frame price action once we reach this level, and then try to find an entry of that. Then your stop loss could be even minimal like this. But yeah, if we also drag the fib, let's see if we can find some sort of perfect level, but I think we are holding it right now. Yeah. So yeah, I think Link is going to have a huge recovery. This is something I would be buying right now if you want to sit in spot and be in a relatively safe place. This one is the one I would be go in. Hello, what is your opinion on Sol? Solana, I actually avoid Sol a lot, but in terms of a charts and look charts, it has a bullish free tap on a higher time frame. If we go into lower levels, it's not looking bad at all. I just feel like it's going to create another sweep before doing anything else. But the log charts, I think, where do we have it? We have it here. On weekly, the log charts are still trying to hold it, but wait, monthly, sorry. We want monthly to hold this low, so as long as it closes above this, it's okay, but Sol must not close below the 46 billion market cap, basically. If it does, then you can drop to new lows, local lows, obviously. But Solana is not something that I would be actively buying or actually following at all. I was never a fan of Solana, I think. it's more of a hurtful chain than beneficial for crypto. Ethereum new all-time high when? Depends how fast we will rise. If we have bad conditions, I would say around 300 to 400 days. But if we are in a good conditions and we will outperform, then I would say it can be even like a couple months, honestly. Because if you check the liquidity forming and how fast the charts move, from the bottom, previous bottom to the high was around 130 days. And these don't take much time, so it can be anywhere in 3 to 4 months to up to 300 days. It just depends if we are going to accumulate for a little longer here or not. If we are in a week of scenario number 1 or scenario number 2. If we don't, then I don't think it's going to take that much time. And I'll show you something here too. Okay, but we need a clear chart for that. Hopefully we have a one here. Yeah. So in terms of 3-month candles, we are doing pretty good here. And we are still following the closures above, so still bullish closures. So as long as we don't lose this low, you can go higher very quickly. On top of that, you can see how low the 12-month candle is compared to the Bitcoin. And Ethereum is also holding the 0.88 FIB perfectly, right on the zone that we have here. So, yeah. And what I also mentioned in the VIP is that Ethereum has had the best monthly closure on market cap compared to all the coins that we have here. Only Bitcoin and Ethereum pretty much closed bullish in a better way, but Ethereum closed much better than Bitcoin, much stronger as well. And if you just compare these charts, like look where we are right now compared to Bitcoin, basically Ethereum is somewhere around here right now. This is where I expect Bitcoin to bottom out if we actually dump lower, around the 21k, 23k. And that is where Ethereum right now is, so yeah, that's pretty much sums up why I'm looking into these and why I'm bullish on them. So yeah, we also started the new cycle right now, where we should see a money inflow, and that could lead us into October highs. So we could be technically pumping right now until this segment, where I expect another push down. And I think after this area, or after this time, majority of the coins will not survive. I think there will be a lot of regulations, a lot of things that will just end this over-numbered amount of cryptos. I think that's going to be the final stage before we get decreased number of new tokens again, which will be approved and actually going up. Sure, my pleasure. I hope it was beneficial. I promised to check the silver, so let's check the silver as well. Silver still remains in Wyckoff in my opinion. The question is now whether we will range in here after the move or and then go higher, but I still remain quite bullish on silver. I would be a buyer again if we drop to $56. But it's pretty clear that we are in a wick off right now, so yeah. Time cycles, maybe we can utilize them. I actually didn't try them on the commodities just yet. But this looks pretty good to me. Just checking how it was reacting back then. We go for smaller cycles. Oops. Topped. Now could be bottom. Yeah. So you see how we reached the low of that cycle. Maybe if we go for a higher time frame. So yeah, we could technically see a inflow of money into the commodities again until the 13th of April. So basically something like this, which could kind of align with the idea we have here on the week of after that. We will either see a range around this area, as I said, or we will see a low, depends on the schematic of Wyckoff. Schematic number 1 would be the spring one, schematic number 2 would be a range, then continuation higher. But the overall plan would be, if I can project it, it would be something like this. Then there's usually some sort of like this small range. Then we would range here and higher. Or you're going to range here, drop lower, and then continuation to the same structure that we have here. My main target remains the 100 to 109, or no, 103 bucks, which is here. But if the market decides to and actually overlaps this range, you can kind of also see how nicely it fills with this zone. So 58.6 could be a bottom, and then the top could be 134 if in case we have a huge expansion. If not, then the mid price of 96 to 903. So let me just add it like this so you can guys have a plan. If you want to screenshot it, I will be a seller here, and in case here, if we drop, you can be a small buyer here, because the chance of us dropping to this level is not as high. We might range, but it's like I would say the scenario number 1, the schematic is about 75% chance this will happen instead of the range. So more chance this will happen than this. Because it aligns with all the levels we have here. So I think this is very clear. What happens in October? I'm not familiar with important dates. There isn't much happening. It's mostly based on the time cycles, but usually October is a decisional pivot time frame where a lot of moves happen, a lot of moves change, and that is where you are seeing the tops and bottoms usually. Or some sort of expansions. But this does not mean it's going to happen all the time. It just kind of aligns with the current time cycles. So I think, guys, this is going to be it from me today. But I will see you next time for sure, and I hope you had fun. Hopefully it was beneficial for you, and yeah, see you on the next stream. Thank you so much for coming, and see you next time.